Welcome. My name is Purnima. English First Language Part 1, Lesson 4. Louis Pasteur, Conqueror of Disease. Question Answer Part 2. 10th Standard 2024-2025 Karnataka State Board Syllabus. First, Glossary. Campaigns. Series of military operations. Decorated means gave a medal. Tanner means one who makes animal skin into leather. River means one who makes beer. Ferments means changes by means of a chemical reaction involving yeast or bacteria. Yeast means a type of fungus, tiny plant which is used to produce alcohol and also to make bread soft. Mouldy means covered with a soft greenish material made up of tiny plants that grows on bread or cheese, kept too long in a warm wet place. Track down, to trace, to find after a thorough search. Inoculation, to treat a person or animal against some disease by injecting a weak form of same disease into the body. Immune means that which cannot be harmed by a disease either because of protective treatment or through the body's natural resistance. Rabies means a dangerous disease of dogs and other mammals caused by a virus that can be transmitted through the saliva to humans, causing madness and convulsions. Enteric, intestinal. Second main comprehension questions. A. Answer the following questions briefly. First question here is Louis Pasteur was not a soldier, but was a fighter. What does the statement mean? Though Louis Pasteur did not join the army and become a soldier, he was a fighter because he fought various kinds of diseases through his discoveries about bacteria. 2. What are bacteria? Bacteria are vegetable organisms, little rod shaped plants which exist in the air, water, and soil, and in the bodies of the animals and the plants. Some, but not all, are the causes of diseases. Some convert matter into food for plants. 3. As a scientist, how was Louis Pasteur unique? Louis Pasteur not only made some exciting discoveries about germs, but he was also able to use his discoveries in very practical ways. He could help many people running various industries in France. 4. How did Pasteur try to solve difficult problems? Pasteur used to sit for hours quite silent and motionless, thinking hard about the difficult problems. Fifth one, A. How would Pasteur react whenever he solved a problem? When he thought of a solution, his kind, a tired looking face would brighten with pleasure and excitement, and he would rush around to tell his discovery to his wife and to others who were helping him. B. What does this reveal about him as a person? This shows that Pasteur was sincere about solving problems and was also very simple and childlike in sharing his discoveries with others. 6. What discoveries did Pasteur make about yeast? Yeast is used to making the beer form. Pasteur discovered that yeast was alive, made up of tiny living cells. When these cells were healthy, the yeast acted well, but if they were diseased, the yeast and the beer went wrong. 7. What does the spontaneous generation mean? Some scientists believed in spontaneous generation, that is, they believed that germs had no parents but just occurred by themselves. 8. Did Pasteur believe in spontaneous generation? If not, what did he believe in? Pasteur and some scientists like him believed that germs were carried in the air and might infect other things that came in contact with them. 9. In the statement, Pasteur proved that he was right. What did he prove? Pasteur proved that germs were carried in the air and might infect other things that come in contact with them. Then, in the second soup experiment, which soup was the worst, which was the best, and which one was better? In second soup experiment, the bottles opened in the hotel bedroom were full of soup which had gone completely mouldy due to the presence of many germs. The bottles opened in the field were mouldy but not quite so bad. Those opened on a mountain had no germs in them at all. The last batch was the best. The first one was worst, and the second one better than the first one. 11. What is pasteurization? Pasteurization is process of heating the wine or a milk of any other liquid temperature of 50 to 60 degrees centigrade to make the germs harmless. Pasteurized milk is milk which has been treated in this way and then sealed to prevent more germs from entering. 12. The writer says it would be impossible to imagine Pasteur experimenting with explosives and poisonous gas. What quality of Pasteur is highlighted here? Pasteur's love for mankind and his compassionate nature are highlighted in the sentence. He had no love for plain achievement, money, or fame. 13. On what study did Pasteur spend all his time and energy for 3 years? For 3 years, Pasteur spent all his time and energy in tracking down the cause of disease which had ruined the silkworm industry. 14. What is vaccination different from, how is vaccination different from inoculation? Introducing living organisms into the body to generate immunity is vaccination. For viral diseases like smallpox, rubella, chickenpox, measles, tuberculosis. Whereas introduction of weak or dead organisms into the body to produce immunity is called inoculation. For bacterial diseases like typhoid, diphtheria, and cholera. 15. What made Pasteur believe that a cow could not have anthrax twice? When Pasteur was trying to discover a cure for the terrible disease called anthrax, he found out first of all that a cow could not have anthrax twice. 16. What made many scientists angry? Pasteur began to wonder whether it would not be possible to make a cow and even a man just a little ill with anthrax so that they might not get it again. He thought that this could be done by giving the cows or the sheep very weak old germs to make them safe or immune for the future. This idea of giving animals germs made many scientists angry. 17. What is rabies? Rabies is a dangerous disease of dogs and other mammals caused by a various caused by a virus that can be transmitted through the saliva to humans, causing madness and convulsions. 18. How was Pasteur a better scientist than Jenner? Although Dr. Jenner had already discovered how to vaccinate against smallpox, he did not really understand about bacteria. Pasteur, after giving his life to this study, was able to prove the value of inoculation and to find out ways of varying it for different diseases. 19. How was the very low death rate among the troops during the First World War a great tribute to Pasteur's work? During the First World War in 1914 to 1918, the troops going abroad were inoculated against such diseases as typhoid and enteric fever. And the very low death rate from this illness among the troops, even in unhealthy places, was a great tribute to Pasteur's work. 20. At the opening ceremony of Pasteur Institute in Paris, Pasteur talked about two opposing laws. Which are those two laws? One law was law of blood and death, opening out with each day with new methods of destruction, forcing nations to be always ready for battle. Second law was a law of peace, work, and health, whose only aim is to deliver man from the disasters which surrounded him. The first one seeks violent conquest, the other relief of mankind. B. Which one did he favor? Pasteur favored the second law of peace, work, and health. because he was sure that science, in obeying the law of humanity, will always labor to enlarge the frontiers of life. 21. What was his message to young students on the occasion of his 70th birthday celebration? His message was first, ask yourself, what have I done for my education? Then, as you advance in life, what have I done for my country? So that someday that supreme happiness may come to you. The consciousness of having contributed in some measure to the progress and welfare of humanity. 22. What is the supreme happiness he talks about? He says supreme happiness is the result of the consciousness of having contributed in some measure to the progress and welfare of humanity. 23rd. Here are Louis Pasteur's thoughts at various points in the lesson. Read the paragraph mentioned against each and explain how he came to each conclusion. I am certain that yeast is alive, made up of tiny living cells. While helping the brewer, Pasteur learned many things about yeast. He observed that yeast was alive, made up of tiny living cells. When these cells were healthy, the yeast acted well. But if they were diseased, the yeast and the beer went wrong. B. Germs are carried in the air and may infect other things that came in contact with them. As director of the scientific studies at a famous college in Paris, Osher was thinking about decay and yeast and germs. He believed that germs were carried in the air and infected other things that came in contact with them. He proved this point by pulling out the neck of soup bottles so that there was a big bend in the middle. Soup in the bottle never went bad because there were no parent germs in the soup and no germs could reach it because of the bend in the long bottle. It was only when the little soup was split down the tube that germs entered in it with dust and infected it. The pure air is different from stale air. Foster filled some bottles with soup. He took some into a little hotel bedroom where the air was hardly ever changed, broke their necks off so that the air could enter freely, and after a few minutes sealed them up again. When he then took some bottles into the field nearby and did the same with them. Finally, he opened some on the top of the high mountain and again sealed them up. When they were examined, the bottles opened in the hotel room were full of soup which had gone completely mouldy. The bottles opened in the field were mouldy, but not quite so bad. Those opened in the mountain had no germs in them at all. D. Pasteurization makes the germs harmless. Pasteur showed that by heating the wine or milk or whatever, it might be to a temperature of 50 or 60 degrees centigrade, the germs were made harmless. Be close study. Read the following extracts carefully, discuss in pairs, and then write the answers to questions given below. Then, 1. Do germs form from other germs or do they just come of themselves? A. What did people like Pasteur actually believe about germs? People like Pasteur believed that germs were carried in the air and might infect other things that came in contact with them. B. Which of the two was called spontaneous generation? Scientists other than Pasteur believed in spontaneous generation. That is, they believed that germs had no parents but just occurred by themselves. C. How did Pasteur prove that he was right? Pasteur proved that he was right by conducting an experiment in which the neck of a bottle with the soup was extended to stop germs from entering. Only when the soup was poured into this bend, it came in contact with germs from the dust and got infected. So, if you can cure animals, you can cure my son. A. What had Pasteur cured the animals of? Pasteur had cured the animals of the terrible disease of anthrax. B. What was wrong with the son referred to? The boy was covered with the bites from a mad dog and was sure to die. C. Did the posher cure the boy? How? Posher inoculated the boy with some weak rabies germs and the boy recovered. Second, paragraph writing. Discuss in pairs of four each the answer to the following questions. Individually note down the important points for each question and then develop the points into one paragraph answers. 1. What was troubling the French wine growers? How did the poshers solve their problem? What is the name of the process which was the solution to the wine growers? French wine growers troubled by a germ, poshers showed how to render these germs harmless. This process was called posherization. Some French wine growers were troubled by a germ which had turned their wine sour. Washer showed that by heating the wine to a temperature of 50 to 60 degrees centigrade, the germs were made harmless. This process was called pasteurization. 2. How did Posher develop the idea of immunity? Posher busy in discovering cure of anthrax. Second, he found that cow could not get it twice. Third, he thought of giving weak old germs to make being safe from anthrax. Paragraph. Posher was trying to discover a cure for terrible disease called anthrax, which men sometimes get from infected shaving brushes, and which was attacking cows and sheep in France and killing them off very quickly. He found out first of all that a cow could not have anthrax twice. Then he began to wonder whether it would not be possible to make a cow and even a man just a little ill with anthrax so that they might not get it again. Perhaps this could be done by giving the cows or the sheep very weak old germs to make them safe or immune for the future. 3. What human qualities of Posher do you admire? First one, all the Posher's work was meant to help human beings. Second, he was generally interested in others' problems. Third, he was childlike and simple by nature. Paragraph. Louis Posher was what he should call an all around scientist. All the research which he did in his laboratories was meant to help his fellow human beings. It would be impossible to imagine Posher experimenting with explosives or poison gas. Posher was genuinely interested in solving the problems of others. He would ponder for a long time, and when finally he found a solution, he would run to convey his idea to the others. Posher was childlike and very simple by nature. When there was a storm of applause in a big medical congress in London, he looked around thinking that the cheers must be for some royal person or not himself at all. For all the research which he did in his laboratories was meant to help his fellow human beings elucidate. One Posher discovered many things about germs and also used that knowledge well. Two, he worked hard in his laboratories to help people in scientific specific problems. Three, he discovered inoculation. Let's, you including all these points, you write the paragraph. Usher not only made some exciting discoveries about germs, but he was also able to use his discoveries in very practical ways. He worked hard in his laboratory with test tubes and all kinds of experiments, but nearly all the time he was working to help people who were suffering in some special way from the disease. Among the people whom Potter was able to help were brewers, breeders of silk, works, and cowkeepers, all of whom were trying to carry on important industries in France. He discovered inoculation, which provided immunity to people and animals against anthrax and also dreaded disease rabies. Fifth one. What would have been the fate of mankind if Louis Pasteur had not discovered the vaccine against rabies? One is rabies is a dangerous disease. Second, many people used to die of rabies. Three, Pasteur inoculated an infected boy. Write this in paragraph. Rabies is a dangerous disease of dogs and other mammals caused by a virus that can be transmitted through the saliva to humans, causing madness and convulsions. Many people used to die of rabies. Many others used to suffer from bites caused by a mad dog. Osher inoculated an infected by boy with some weak rabies germs and boy recovered. This turned the fate of rabies infected people. Fourth main vocabulary exercises. Fill in the blanks with the opposite of the word underlined. Here in the first one, busy, idle. The machines were busy, but they are idle now because there is no electricity. Second one, some of the students were interested in the lesson while the rest were uninterested in it. Third one, we have appointed a new manager because the previous one was dismissed. Appointed, dismissed, opposite words. Then fourth one, fresh, stale. To maintain one's health, one should eat food that is fresh, not stale. Fifth one, someone dropped a burning cigarette on the carpet and that was the cause of the fire. The result was that the whole building was burned down. Sixth one, wounded tiger attacked the hunter and he was unable to defend himself. Attacked, defend. Seventh one, our army has checked the enemy's advance and they have no other option but to retreat. Advance, retreat. Eighth one, there is a progressive improvement in the school's results since 2006. Thank God it is not regressive. Progressive, opposite word is regressive. And after that, B, discuss in pairs the difference between the words in each pair. Frame sentences to bring out the difference. Here, bravery and boldness. Okay, what is the difference between these two words? Bravery is when the dog saved its owner from drowning in the river. Everyone appreciated its bravery. Boldness. When politician came to her doorstep asking for votes, the woman showed boldness by asking him some crucial questions. What is difference between boldness and bravery? Here, bravery means the dog's bravery. It it is brave enough to uh, its life is in danger. So his owner's life is in danger. The dog kept its life on stake and saved its owner. This is a bravery. Boldness means you are not sacrificing. There is a chance of sacrifice. Okay, the dog may drown into the water by saving the his owner. But boldness is here they are not losing anything here. Just brutally they are courageous to ask. There is boldness. Just courageous. So she's asking the questions who is powerful? This woman is a common woman, even though she asked crucial questions. Second one, quite. Quite, quite. We can all rest at his bungalow as it is quite big. Quite big means it is much bigger than usual houses. Quiet, quiet means silence. Please be quiet. I want to hear the announcement. Third one is infectious, contagious. What is the difference between these two? You may assume that the meaning of these two is same, but although the joke wasn't very funny, her infectious laughter made all of us burst into laughter. Here, one started laughing and then it became infectious. It is spreading. Contagious means cure for many contagious diseases were found in 20th century. Infectious means everybody is getting infected one by or near. Contagious means in a mass it is spreading. In a mass it is spreading, not one to one it is spreading. This is difference between these two, infectious and contagious. Fourth one is clever. The clever and intelligent. Both are same only, no, but a little slight differences. Clever cow dropped pedal into the pot to make the water come up to brim. Intelligent. Birbal was intelligent enough to give solutions to the Akbar every time Akbar faced a problem. So what is the difference between clever and intelligent? Okay, clever means it is a intelligence using the common sense to solve the problem. It is a clever. In day-to-day life, they are using it. There is a cleverness. Then intelligence means they are capable of solving the unusual problems, rare problems. Nobody is able to solve, but people used to solve those problems. That is called intelligent. Fifth one, further and farther. If you are THER further, I do not want any further argument about this topic. I don't want to argue continually from this point. That means any further argument I don't want. Farther. We had walked farther than we wanted to. Farther means it is distance is too much farther. Then sixth one is discovery, invention. What is different? The difference between these two? Discovery. Pasteur discovered that germs were everywhere in the air and water and soil. Invention. Edison invented the bulb. Here, discovery means it's already there, but we didn't know that. Okay, how the bird give birth to its baby, the life cycle of one bird we observe and document it and present it to the whole world. This is called discovery. Invention means it was not there before. That is called invention. He invented the new thing. Bulb was not there before. He invented. Edison invented it. But germs were everywhere in the air, water, and soil. It was there, but we didn't know. We are not making use of that knowledge. It was there, but he discovered that. Invention means it was not there before. Seventh one, vaccination. Introducing live organisms into the body to generate immunity is vaccination. Then inoculation is introduction of the weak or dead organisms into the body to produce immunity is called inoculation. These two difference there. Vaccination means before the person is healthy, the animal is healthy, they vaccinate the um, organisms into the body in a very little amount so that the immunity should be generated. Inoculation means if that person is already ill, that person is suffering from that disease, at that moment, what they will do, they introduce the weak or dead organisms into the body to produce the immunity. This is called inoculation. Eighth one is due to, owing to. Due to means the roads were flooded due to rain. There is a reason. Reason is a rain here. Owing to his mistake, the accounts had to be checked all over again. Owing to means his mistake. His mistake because of his mistake. Ninth one is little a little. Difference between these two. Little. Can you give me some water? There is a little water in my bottle. Okay. A little. Only a little is known about the writer of this novel. Let us try to know more. Little means very small amount. A little means only a little is known about writer of this novel. Very small amount of information is there about this novel. We have to read more thing about that, then only we can understand that. 10th one is between and among. Between is both of them share the cake equally between them. Between is used when two persons are there. Among them, it is distributed between two persons. Among comes when there are more than two persons. Many are there. He tried to sow hatred among the people. More than two are there. At that time, use the among. Here are some lines from the lesson that tell us about Louis Pasteur. Identify the quality. Can you choose the right word from the ones given in the box? Modest, risk taker, altruistic, idealistic, trustworthy, pacifist, untiring, persuasive. Nearly all the time he was working to help people who were suffering in some special way from disease. Altruistic. Second one, Posher proved that he was right about the germs being carried in the air. Persuasive. Third one, it would be impossible to imagine Posher experimenting with explosive or poison gas. Pacifist. Four, For 3 years, he spent all his time and energy in tracking down and the cause of a disease which had ruined the silkworm industry untiring. Fifth one can imagine how dangerous this idea of giving the people germs must have seemed in those days. Risk taker. Sixth one, he looked round, thinking that the cheers must be for some royal person trustworthy. Seventh, the boy's mother told Pasteur, if you can cure animals, you can cure my son. Idealistic. Eighth one, the science in obeying the law of humanity will always labor to enlarge the frontiers of life. Modest. D. Choose the correct one-word medical terms from the boss to the following. In anesthesia, rhinologist, anatomy, autopsy, ophthalmology, physiognomy, asphyxia, antidote, pathologist, epidemic, oculist, amnesia, congenital, anesthetic, urologist, gerontologist, pediatrics, amputate, panacea, convalescence. 1. The science that deals with the diseases of children, pediatrics. 2. One who treats eye diseases, oculist. 3. Science of the diseases of the eye, ophthalmology. Fourth one who treats the diseases of the nose, rhinologist. Fifth, one who treats the diseases of kidneys, urologist. Sixth, disease that attacks many people at the same time, epidemic. Seventh, to cut off a part of person's infected body, amputate. Eighth, one who studies the nature and origin of the diseases, pathologist. Ninth one, science of the structure of the human body, anatomy. Tenth, the study of the human face, the art of judging character from the human face, physiognomy. 11th, the medicine that produces insensibility, anesthetic. 12th, loss of memory, amnesia. 13th, fainting or death due to being deprived of air, asphyxia. 14th, the examination of dead body, autopsy. 15th, the disease or weakness that one has by birth, congenital. 16. A remedy of all diseases, panacea. 17. Killing a person without pain, euthanasia. 18. Gradual recovery from illness, convalescence. 19. One who studies the disease of old age, gerontologist. 20. The medicine given to counteract poison, antidote. Fifth, language activities. Change the following into passive sentences. 1. One manufacturer consulted Pasteur about his beer, which was turning out badly. Pasteur was consulted by one manufacturer about his beer, which was turning out badly. Second one, many believed that germs had spontaneous generation. It was believed by many that germs had spontaneous generation. Third one, simple and clever experiment proved that Pasteur was right about germs. Pasteur was proved right about germs by simple and clever experiment. Fourth, a germ which had turned their wine so troubled some French winemakers. Some French winemakers were troubled by a germ which had turned their wine sour. Fifth one, Dr. Jenner in England had already discovered vaccination for smallpox. Vaccination for smallpox had already been discovered by Dr. Jenner in England. Sixth, Pasteur found out first of all that a cow could not have anthrax twice. It was found out by Pasteur first of all that anthrax could not be had by a cow twice. When the news spread Seventh one, when the news spread that Pasteur had discovered a cure for anthrax, hundreds of the people sought to him for supplies of vaccine. When the news was spread that cure for anthrax had been discovered by Pasteur, letters were written to him by hundreds of people for supplies of vaccine. 8. Pasteur inoculated the young boy with some weak rabies germs. The young boy was inoculated with some weak rabies germs by Pasteur. We imagine that you took your grandfather to the doctor and you heard the following conversation. Now report the same to your father. Grandfather, doctor. I have a terrible pain in my chest. Doctor, well, lie down. I need to check your BP and listen to your heartbeat. Grandfather, is there any serious problem, doctor? Doctor said, I cannot say anything right now. You need to get an ECG done immediately. See, which disease? Study the following example. Facts about typhoid. Medical name is enteric fever. Causes ingestion of contaminated food or water. Symptoms: high fever, headache, stomach pain, exhaustion, poor appetite. Treatment: antibiotics. Diet: easily digestible bland food, plenty of fluids. Duration of illness: 4 to 6 weeks. Recovery period: 7 to 10 days. All common. In pairs, make the information chart like one about another common disease you like. Find one disease and collect all this information as in the example. Here, the facts about malaria. Medical name is malaria. Causes: female Anopheles mosquito bite. Symptoms: rigor, cold, fever during the night. Treatment: anti-malarial drug known as quinine. Diet: easily digestible bland food, plenty of fluids. Duration of illness 2 to 3 weeks. Recovery period 20 to 30 days. Repulse possible. D. Parts of the body such as head, eye, nose, etc. can also be used as verbs. First one example. Dr. Aravind heads the groups of doctors at Manipal Hospital. 2. That man has been eyeing your suitcase. Be careful. 3. She nosed the car into the traffic. Now use the following parts of the body as a verbs and sentences. You may look up a dictionary for help. Do it in pairs. Let's give the solutions to these. First one is elbow. Rearrange this elbow. Move forward, pushing others with the elbows. He elbowed his way to front of the crowd in order to have better look at actor. Second one is second one is hand. Hand means give. The boss handed me my promotion letter. Third one is knee. Hit with the knee. Kneeing football is more difficult than dribbling. Fourth one, toe. Follow, meaning follow. In a multinational organization, all employees have to toe the official line. Fifth one, teeth. Grow new teeth. The baby is teething. She is suffering from a lot of pain. Now the sixth one is knuckle. Apply oneself seriously to a task. After many false starts, he finally knuckles down to the job. Seventh one is soldier. Talk over. After his father's death, Ramesh shouldered the responsibility of educating his brothers. Eight one thumb. Shuffle through. While waiting for the guest to arrive, I thumbed through the magazine. Ninth one, face. Confront, deal with. We faced many problems while trying to correct social wrong. Tenth one, mouth. Utter insincerely. The friends of the actor mouthed their condolences on the death of his father and left for their work. E. The following sentences contain wrong collocation. The wrong words have been underlined. Correct the sentences using the appropriate collocations. She had her ears poked when she was just 1 year old. Instead of poked, we can use pierced. Second one is the victims were charred to death in the fire, burnt. Charred to death is already there. Instead of that, we can use burnt. Third one, in summer, I need to have my hair chopped short, cut. Fourth one, it is the bus driver who committed the accident, caused. Instead of committed, we can use caused. Fifth one, Rice production needs to be enhanced. Enhanced means increased, augmented. Sixth one, teacher, I shall not engage my class tomorrow. Engage is the appropriate word. Okay. After that, seventh one, fish are reared on the commercial scale. Bread. Breed, bread it is. Eighth one, he speaks chaste Kannada. The word underlined is correct. Ninth one, she is far relation of mine. Distant relation is appropriate word. Tenth one, parking facilities have been scrapped on Ashoka Pillar Road. Scrapped. Only one more P is required here. After that, sixth main is speaking activities. The following words from the lesson were normally not pronounced properly by many Indian users of English. Repeat the words after your teacher and then in pairs read them aloud to each other 3 4 times. Science, science, air. R will not be pronounced air, only this much. Third one is so, soar. We say Indian soar, but actual pronunciation is so. Fourth one, pure. It is pure, 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 but actual pronunciation is pure. Like this only. Fifth one is sure, not sure. It is sure. Sixth one, nervous, nervous. It is not nervous. It is nervous. Seventh one, it is measure. Eighth one, ferment, not ferment. It is ferment. Ninth one, battle. Here double T is there, even though pronunciation is like a single T is there. Battle. Tenth, cure. It is not cure. Cure. 11th one, where. Where, where. 12th, student. Student. Same pronunciation. After that, 13th is brew is not brew. It is brew. Pronunciation is brew. Spelling is this. 14th is alcohol. 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 It's not alcohol. It is alcohol. 15th, bear. It is not beer. It is bear. 16th, disease. Disease. Both are disease only. Okay. 17th, vegetable. Vegetable. 18th, possible. 19th, honor. It is not honor. It is honor. 20, power. 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 Power is not correct pronunciation. It is power. 21, ears. 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 No. This is we pronounce like that. It has a ears. No. Actual pronunciation is ears. 20, laws. Laws. First one, LAWS, is laws. Laws. LOSS is loss. 23. This is wine. WINE is wine. WINE is vein. 24. Forehead. Forehead. B. Word stress. When we talk of a word stress, we need to understand what a syllable is. A syllable is a unit of word which consists of one and only one vowel sound, which may be followed or preceded by consonants. For example, the Kannada word magalu has three syllables here: ma, ga, lu. Okay. But in that ma plus a is there, in that ga plus a is there, in lu, l plus u is there. Similarly, the Hindi word pani has two syllables, pa, ni. But pa has pa plus a, ni has ni plus e. The English word come, C-O-M-E. Spelling is C-O-M-E, but syllables are only two. Come has only one syllable, one vowel sound in the middle, preceded and followed by the consonants. Most words in English have a more than one syllable. When the English word has more than one syllable, one of the syllables is given an extra force while pronouncing the word. For example, the word Carrier. Carrier, two syllables. The first one is stressed. Carrier. Word carrier has two syllables and the second one is stressed. Here, career. Carrier, career. The word politician has four syllables and third one is stressed here. Ti is stressed. Politician. The word examination has five syllables and the fourth one is stressed. Following are few words which are generally not pronounced with the right stress by many users of English in India. Repeat the words after your teacher and then in pairs read out the words to each other 3 4 times. Practice such words. You can Google the words which you want to learn the pronunciation. Every word is available in Google. You can learn the pronunciation of every word. Then one day you will learn the correct pronunciation of the English words. Note the short vertical line above and before particular syllable indicates that the following syllable is stressed. Here, here, laboratory. Laboratory. Bo is stressed here. Preparatory. Is stressed here. Atmosphere. Atmosphere. Temperature. Temperature. This is fifth one is development. Development. Well is stressed here. Sixth one is barometer. Barometer. Seventh, advertisement. Eighth, university. University. War is stressed here. Ninth one, encourage. 10th, electricity. 11th, liberty. 12th, environment. 30, academic. 14, event. 15, police. 16, opportunity. 17, adjacent. 8, component. 19, monarchy. 20, opponent. 21, competitor. 22, competition. 23, executive. Executive. 24, complacent. Complacent. 25 is message. Me is stressed here. Passage. Luggage. Photography here. To is stressed here. Photography. Acidity. CI is stressed here. Musician. Casual. Sorry, this 31 is cassette. Cassette it is. 32, responsibility. 33 is mathematics. 34 is geography. Geography. 35 is geometry. 36, diabetics. 37, repetitive. 38, comparable. 39, embarrassment. 40 is statistics. C. Joke session. Humor is mankind's greatest blessing, said the great American humorist Mark Twain. So share this blessing and enjoy. Here is the one for the starter. The military medical officer was testing the camp water supply. Medical officer. What precaution have you taken against infection? Surgeon. Well, boil it first, sir. Medical officer. Good. Surgeon. Then we filter it. Medical officer. Excellent. Surgeon. And then just to be on safer side, we drink beer. Hmm. See, he's asking about water here, but he answered everything well. So beer undergone all these process. That's why we drink beer. He is telling it is a joke. It is. Can you think of a joke and share it with your classmates? 10th one is grammar revisited. Rewrite the following as directed. First one, he was too old to learn new things. Use so that. He was so old that he could not learn new things. 2. He is not tall enough to touch the ceiling. He is too short to touch the ceiling. 3. If they were not brave, they would have lost the battle. Use but for. But for their bravery, they would have lost the battle. Fourth one. Had she been wise, I should not have opposed her. Use if she had been wise, I would have I would not have opposed her. Fifth, you are a great fool. Change into an exclamation. What a fool you are. Six, bring it here. Change into a polite request. Please bring it here. Seventh, it is raining. Change into a probability. It may rain today. Eight, I want to be millionaire. Express it as a wish, beginning your answer with I wish. I wish I were a millionaire. Ninth one, as soon as we reached the station, the train left. Use no sooner than. No sooner did we reach the station than the train left. 10th, as soon as they reached the playground, it began to rain. Use hardly. Hardly did they reach the playground when it began to rain. 11th, she ran away so that she should not be married. Use lest. She ran away lest she should be married. 12th, if you don't walk fast, you will miss the train. Use otherwise. You should walk fast, otherwise you will miss the train. 13th, besides being intelligent, she is hardworking. Use not only but. She is not only intelligent but also hardworking. 14th, in spite of his riches, he is unhappy. Use nevertheless. He is rich, nevertheless he is unhappy. 15th, to avoid punishment, you must apologize. Use or. You must apologize or you will be punished. 16. Did you see any other person at the party? Use else. Did you see anyone else at the party? 17. He earned a lot but he became greedier. Use the more, the more. The more he earned, the greedier he became. 18. He told them to come early. Use suggested. He suggested that they come early. 19. I forbid you the use of my laptop. Use mustn't. You mustn't use my laptop. 20. Let's try to do it the other way. Use how about. How about trying to do it the other way? 21. It would be advisable to start early. Use had better. We had better start early. 22. Shall I go home early this afternoon? Use would you mind? Would you mind permitting me to get her early this afternoon? 23. I am sorry to inform you that your son has failed. Use I am afraid. I am afraid your son has failed. 24. I'm sorry I don't know how to do it. Begin with I wish. I wish I knew how to do it. 25th. I prefer to stay at home. Use would rather. I would rather stay at home. 26. We hid behind some bushes so that enemy should not see us. Use for fear. We hid behind some bushes for fear of being seen by the enemy. 27. The dog is the best friend of man. Change using good. There is no other friend of man as good as a dog. 28. Darjeeling is more beautiful than many other hill stations in India. Change using as. Very few hill stations in India are as beautiful as Darjeeling. 29. Some students don't bring the text unless the teacher compels them to. Change using if. If the teacher doesn't compel them, some students don't bring the text. Some students don't bring the test. Only one time it is needed here. Okay, 13. The students were too tired to sit in class. Change using so that. The students were so tired that they could not sit in the class. Even life is so beautiful that I cannot think of ugly things. Change using to. Life is too beautiful to think of ugly things. 31. Life is so beautiful that I cannot think of the ugly things. Change using to. This is what 32. These mangoes are so cheap that they cannot be good. Change using to. These mangoes are too cheap to be good. 33. Bring the chair here. Change into a polite request. Would you please bring the chair here? 34. I want to go out for a few minutes. Change it into a polite request for permission. May I go out for a few minutes? Verify. As soon as he saw the warden, he ran away. Change using no sooner did he see the warden than he ran away. 36. As soon as he stood up to speak, the people started shouting. Change using hardly. Hardly did he stand up to speak when the people started shouting. 37. Write it down so that you may not forget all about it. Change using list. Write it down lest you forget all about it. 38. It is possible that he will be troublesome. Change using possibility. There is a possibility of his being troublesome. 39. She replied very courteously. Change using courteous. Her reply was very courteous. She was courteous and happily. 40. I know that I am indebted to him. Changing using indebtedness. I am aware of my indebtedness to him. 11th main fun with language. The following boxes conceal meaningful phrases. Use your imagination and decipher them. It is ground 50 FT. That is 6 FT are there, 6 feet underground. This is underline is the underground. Lame at corner. Lame, lame at corner. This is between the death and life. Between space is there. Stand, underline I understand. Arrest, you are, underline is there. You are under arrest. Double cross. Slow down. Top to down it is. I am on the top of the world. She is on the top of the clouds. Pie in the face. Get high. Bold image it is. Mirror. Crossroad. H2O. Going on diet. Tum tum. This is a vehicle. Look like auto. Please like, share, subscribe, and save the playlist. Thank you very much.